Silly Billy Hilly.
Quietly now.
Yeah! Skyward! Time to shine!
Things are about to get dicey.
Make way for the attack! Higher, higher, hands on fire!
There is no escape! Right now, right here.
Stop right there! Time for a light show!
Shine down! Right now. Torn to oblivion! Illusion shattered! Right here. Right now.
Emperor, I can see him! Final warning! Final warning! Here comes the fireworks!
Now you shall perish! There is no escape! Right here. Emerge.
Drop your weapons! Fire hazard! That didn't count!
Illusion shattered! Right here. Emerge.
Stop right there! Time for a light show!
Your journey ends.
Target practice.
Your sacrifice is ready.
Let my name echo in song!
Gotcha.
Pound into the ground.
Skyward! Seize the skies!
Your coming was foretold.
Dance with me!
For the eternal
Time to shine!
The
Quietly
shows
now.
are flowers and gourds! Here comes the catch! Make way for the attack!
boundless one like a 99. The eternal oasis of long life.
At least, you were here to watch. Shine down! Right now. Right here.
Drop your weapons!
Come on out. Illusion shattered. Emerge right now. Emerge.
Final warning! Goldfish and Bill!
Inazuma shines eternal. Shine down. Right here. Emerge. Right here.
Drop your weapons!
Emerge. Right now. Emerge. There is no escape.
Final warning!
Shine down. Illusion shattered.
Here come the fireworks!
Torn to oblivion. Busted. Skyward.
Let the world collide! See? Time to go! Win it!
Game's up. Fun's over. Quietly.
Strike a pose! Let my name echo in some...
Seize the sky. Yeah. Skyward. Shine down. Right now.
Stop right there! Goldfish and Bill!
Right here. What a nuisance. Emerge.
You asked for it! Final warning!
Inazuma shines eternal. There is no escape. Right here. Emerge. Right now.
Hands where I can see them! Drop your weapons! Final warning!
A sight to behold. Emerge. Shine down.
Here come the fireworks! Time for a light show!
Right here.
Drop your weapons!
Now you shall perish. I'm always watching. Right now. Emerge.
Stop right there! Fuse is lit! Goldfish and Bill!
Torn to oblivion.
And that is it for this Spiral Abyss run. So yeah, if you saw in the beginning, I didn't walk into the Abyss this time. But I was able to get the footage regardless. So yeah. But anyways, enough about me rambling on. It's time to talk about why I even used the team in the first place. So the reason why I used Hu Tao, Plunge, is because Hu Tao is one of the few characters that you could actually use for Xianyun Plunge teams. So yeah, and she's really good at it too. But the tech that you want to do with Hu Tao is basically just charge attack, jump, plunge. Basically that's it. But since Hu Tao needs EM for basically Vaporize, I didn't actually opt for EM because believe it or not, my HP tanked really hard when I basically swapped it out for EM, and she does less damage when she is on EM than when she is on HP. So yeah, that is really, really weird. But hopefully you guys can forgive me on my Hu Tao not having EM, because she literally has 0 EM, but she's able to do damage like that in the Abyss. So hopefully that's satisfactory enough for you guys to basically give you an overscope on what Hu Tao could basically do on a plunge attack team like that. So yeah. And then on the second half, I never showcased enough Chev Overload, so I just had to run another Overload team. So yeah, I basically ran the Chevreuse Overload team. So that's basically it. Ran Yoimiya for the main DPS, and then I have Raiden as the sub, basically the secondary DPS of the team. And I have Yoimiya because I never showcased Yoimiya ever on an Abyss run. I of course showcase Fischl sometimes, but I never showcase Yoimiya, so I just had to run Yoimiya. And then Chev, of course, is on an Overload team. Chev is a must run. So yeah. But anyways, that is enough of me talking about the teams. I did talk about them already. So Hu Tao for first half, and then the Yoimiya / Raiden team for second half. So yeah. But anyways, enough about me talking. It's time to go over the builds. So let's just go over them right now. So yeah. First off, we have Hu Tao herself on the first half. I know I haven't showcased Hu Tao enough in this channel. And I do have Hu Tao on the banner, and I also have Hu Tao on the profile on my Genshin account. But Hu Tao is my main, so yeah. But as you see here, 0 EM. This is my Hu Tao build. I did mention before that she tanks on HP. You want to know how much she tanked on HP? She went from 37k to 29k HP. Yeah, that's how much it tanked. And also her damage tanked too. So yeah, I couldn't afford to lose a lot of HP. So I basically just opted for HP percent instead of a EM Sans. Hopefully you guys forgive me on that. But she does more damage on HP percent. So if someone out there is able to balance both HP and EM, she's able to do fantastic numbers. So yeah, you can test it out yourself if you want to do that. Basically just balance HP and EM, but since I can't do that, and since I am farming other artifacts, I just can't do it. So yeah, but hopefully the Abyss run is satisfactory to you guys. So yeah, but anyways, here's the rest of my build. As you see here, crit rate is really high, crit damage is also really high too. So yeah, she's able to crit a lot and do a lot of crit damage. Her ER is okay, but she doesn't need that much ER. Her pyro damage is also pretty high too. So yeah. As for weapon, I have Staff of Homa. This is her best pole arm in the game. It's literally like her best pole arm. There's like no other pole arm you would ever run. There are other pole arms you could run, like Dragon's Bane. Dragon's Bane is a pretty good weapon. I could just run that instead of the Staff of Homa to showcase how much EM she has. But since Staff of Homa just does more damage overall because it increases her HP and also increases her damage because of crit damage, and also when you're under 50% HP, you're able to get more attack. Yeah, it's basically I just have to run this. I just have to run this over Dragon's Bane. So yeah, this pole arm is the pole arm I ran for the plunging team. As for artifact set, I have Crimson Witch of Flames. Even though this is her best set, it literally only triggers once because you only use your elemental skill once. So yeah, it's really, really weird. But this is her best artifact set because she's able to do Vaporize damage, and also she's able to increase damage on basically reactions, which is what her gameplay is. So yeah. As for constellations, I have her at C1. This is her best constellation because it gets rid of her charge attack stamina restriction. So she's able to squeeze in more charge attacks. But with this build, this plunging attack build, with the plunging attack team, you don't even need C1. So yeah, you're able to just do charge attack, jump, plunge. Yeah, and then you're able to get your stamina back. So yeah, C1's literally useless for this plunge attack team. So yeah, you don't need C1 for her to work on a plunge attack team. And as for talents, I have 10, 10, 10. Again, I main her, so I just triple crowned her. So yeah, there is Hu Tao. Not enough Hu Tao action on the channel, but I was able to at least showcase her here. So there you go. There's more Hu Tao content for you guys. So yeah. Next up on the team, we have Furina, who is a main staple on my teams now because she is just too busted. So yeah. But as you see here, she has 20,000 HP. She's able to have crit damage right here. Really nice. Energy recharge, which means that she's able to get her burst more faster, which is pretty nice. As for weapon, I have Splendor of Tranquil Waters. Literally her best weapon. There's no weapon you would ever run on her besides this weapon. Unless you are not a whale or pay to play, or basically don't pull on weapon banners, then in that case, you can just run the Fisherman's pull arm, or the Fisherman's sword, which is her best substitute. Or if you're a true OG, you could just run the Festering Desire, which is a 1.2 weapon. So yeah, but since probably most of you guys don't play Genshin at 1.2, then you could just run the Fisherman sword, which is basically you're able to obtain it by fishing for it. So yeah, really good weapons to choose from, but Splendor of Tranquil Waters is what I opted for because this is the weapon I just pulled for. So yeah. As for artifacts, I have Golden Troop. This is her best artifact set for sub DPS and also support because she's able to deal a lot of damage on her basically her three things, or her three animals she summons. So yeah, but as you see here, elemental skill damage, which is what her bread and butter is on my Furina build, which is a sub DPS build. So yeah, she's able to do a crap ton of damage, and also Craboletta 50k. So yeah, that's all I need to say. As for constellations, I have her at C2. If you want to make her basically one of the best supports in the game, just give her C2, because on C1, she's able to get 150 fanfare for free, and she also increases the fanfare limit from 300 to 400. And on her C2, she's able to get increased HP every time the fanfare limit is up, and also she's able to accelerate the fanfare even further by accelerating it by 250%, which is really good. So yeah, basically she gets max HP increase on overflow, which is very often, and she also gets 250% increase acceleration on Let the People Rejoice, which is her burst. So yeah, really good constellation to have. C2 Furina for support. And as for talent, 6, 10, 10, I don't level up her normals because she doesn't need to. 10, basically, this is her bread and butter. Of course, I have to level this up. Also have to level this up too because she's able to, as you see here, increase damage for her party members. So yeah, really good support. One of the best supports in the game. Furina, baby. One of the best Hydro characters in the game, if not the best. Next up, we have Yelan, who is one of the best Hydro sub DPSs in the game too. Yeah, so we have two of the best Hydro sub DPSs in this team. I wonder why. But yeah, as you see here, Yelan hasn't changed a lot. She just has 30k HP. Crit damage is pretty average, except for the crit rate. The crit rate's pretty high. Energy recharge is pretty average. 180 is your standard energy recharge you see on the character. So yeah. As for weapon, Aqua Simulacra is her best weapon. Her other weapon on free-to-play is Stringless. You could just run Stringless over Aqua Simulacra if you want your Yelan to perform really well. But since I did pull for her weapon, I just gave her weapon because, well, it's her best weapon. As for artifact set, I have 4-piece Emblem of Severed Fate. This is her best sub DPS set because she's able to do burst damage. And what's her bread and butter? Her burst. So yeah. As for constellations, I have Red C0. She doesn't need constellations to be good, so I don't even bother pulling for constellations on her. Unless you really want to have more energy on your elemental burst, you're able to just do 2 E's and you're able to get your burst back. So yeah, she's able to do that. But she doesn't need the constellations to be good anyway. And as for talents, I have 6, 7, 10. This basically is just maxed out because this is her bread and butter. Her E doesn't need to be maxed out and her normal attack doesn't need to be maxed out because I use her E just for elemental particles alone. So yeah. But yeah, that's basically it for Yelan. Still really good to this day. One of the best sub DPSs in the game. And last but not least, we have the character who makes all of this possible, and that's Xianyun. So yeah, Xianyun basically is the primary support for the plunging team, and also it's what makes the plunging team work. So yeah, but as you see here, her attack is at 2,900. Her ER is at 210. Basically, having her basically all she has to do is do 2 plunge attacks on her E, and she's able to get her burst back. But since she has high ER, she's able to get at least half of her burst back. And all she needs to do is just use her E and then plunge, and then basically get all her energy she needs to get her burst. So yeah, that's basically it. Just build her as a support. As for her weapon, I have Skyward Atlas. This is her best weapon. Her second best weapon, actually, because it has attack percent. Basically, all you have to do is run an attack percent catalyst and you are fine because she scales everything off of attack. Of course, her best weapon is the fan. You can just run the fan, which basically increases plunging attack damage for your party members. But she doesn't need that. All you need is attack percent catalyst and you should be fine. Yeah, she's really easy to build. As for artifact set, I have 4-piece Viridescent. If you are running Zhao and Zhao alone, then all you have to do is just run Songs Day Past. Just run Songs Day Past if you are running Zhao. But since I am not running Zhao and I am running Elemental Reactions, Viridescent Venerer is her best set because, well, again, she's able to support reactions, which is really, really good. So yeah. As for constellations, I have her at C0. She doesn't need constellations to be good. Again, just like Yelan, if you want to give her more chances to get her burst back, you're able to get this. So yeah, C1 is basically just there to give you particles. So yeah, but she doesn't need that to be good. She just basically just needs it for particles. So yeah. And as for talent, 666, minimally built. So yeah. So there is Xianyun, primary support, premium support of the team. She's able to make that plunge team work, and her plunge damage ratio is ridiculous on attack. That's why you need attack percent, by the way, guys. So yeah. And that is it for the plunge attack team, the Tao Vaporize Plunge. And now it's time to go over the second half, which is Yoimiya / Raiden Overload Team, or aka the Chevreuse Overload Team. So yeah. First up, we have a character that will never be showcased here, but she is now here and finally able to be showcased properly. Yoimiya. So yeah, now she's able to be a really good DPS. Back then, she needs to rely on Yunjin, and she's able to have to rely on Xingqiu or Yelan to give her damage anyway, because her best team was Vaporize at the time. But now she has a new best team, and that is Overload. Yeah, you're able to run on Overload and she becomes a monster. So yeah, but mainly I use Yoimiya as a sub DPS and basically a main DPS at the same time. So yeah, I swap between the two, Yoimiya and Raiden. But here is her build right here. So as you see here, crit rate, crit damage is pretty average. Well, the crit damage is not average, and you'll see why. ER is standard. Pyro damage is also standard too. As for weapon, I have Thundering Pulse, which is at R2. Yeah, R2 Thundering Pulse, because I got really unlucky and got another Thundering Pulse. So yeah. But I see here, it's able to increase her attack, is able to deal a lot of damage on her things, and she's able to get stacks to deal more damage on normal attacks. So yeah, Thundering Pulse is her best weapon, but there's also another really good weapon that you can run, and that's the Rust. Yeah, the Rust is a really good weapon on Yoimiya. If you give this to her, she's able to perform really fine. So yeah, either Thundering Pulse if you are basically just a person who pulls for the weapon, or Rust since it is a free-to-play weapon. As for artifact set, I have Shiminawa's Remnants, which is her best set. There's no other set you would run because all you have to do is cast Elemental Skill and your normal attacks will be increased by 50%. Yeah, really good. There is no other artifact set you would run. As for Constellations, I have her at C0. She doesn't need Constellations to be good, but you can do C1 and you're able to get more damage. And also, you're able to basically increase its duration by 4 seconds, which is pretty cool. But she doesn't need it to be good. Again, she's just a main DPS. Doesn't need it to be really good anyway. And then as for talents, I have 886. Yeah, I wasn't able to level these two up a lot because she is stuck at, well, let's see, level 80. So I can't level this up any further. But yeah, she's able to do a ton of damage. So yeah. That's basically it for Yoimiya. Really good. Main DPS. A lot of people sleep on her because Hu Tao exists as a Pyro DPS, but she's able to get the job done. So yeah. Next up, we have the best Electro character in the game, Raiden Shogun. So yeah. She hasn't changed that much either. Since I did showcase her back then on a Hyperbloom team. So yeah. As you see here, crit rate, crit damage, pretty high. ER is a really high number 2. Electro damage as well, as you see there. Her weapon is Engulfing Lightning. Her best weapon, literally. As for her other best weapon, the Catch, which you can get by fishing. So yeah. As for artifact set, I have Emblem of Severed Fate. Again, this is her best main, her best sub, her best support, because it's able to basically increase the one thing that she is known for, her Elemental Burst, which does everything for her. So yeah. As for Constellations, I have her at C2. She doesn't need Constellations to be good, mind you, but if you want her to become a monster on the battlefield, as her running a main DPS build, then definitely get her C2, because you're able to get more resolve stacks on C1. And on C2, you're able to ignore 60% of the opponent's defense, meaning that you're able to shred through them like butter. So yeah, really, really good constellation to have on Raiden. And as for talents, 10, 10, 10. I also main her too, so I have to triple crown her. So yeah, that's basically Raiden Shogun. Again, she hasn't changed that much since I did showcase her and as well as put her on teams. So yeah. Next up is a new character to showcase here, which is Yoimiya. So yeah, here is Yoimiya. Pretty good sub DPS. You can also sub for official as well for the Overload team if you don't have Yoimiya. But Yoimiya is still a really good sub DPS, and I haven't showcased Yoimiya a lot, so here it is. Here's some Yoimiya love. So yeah. But here we go. Here is her build. Crit rate, crit damage is pretty high. ER is pretty high too, meaning that she's able to get her burst back really often. As for her weapon, I have Conqueror's Variety, which is her best weapon. Look at that crit damage, baby. So yeah, she's able to do a lot of damage, and also her passive increases her skill damage, which is pretty nice too. You can also run the Wit Sith. That's also her best catalyst for a 4-star weapon. So you can either run Wit Sith or Conqueror's Variety. But Conqueror's Variety, since I did pull for it, that's just what I gave her. As for artifact set, I have 4-piece Golden Troop, which is really, really nice. So basically, back then, her best set was attack percent electro damage. But now, since Golden Troop exists, I'm able to run this now, which is just able to do more elemental skill damage. And guess what helps with that? Her weapon. So yeah, this is a really, really good support artifact set you should run on Yoimiya if you do ever pull her. As for constellations, I have her at C1. She doesn't need constellations to be good. She's one of those characters where all you need to do is do your elemental skill. But I got this by accident because of the Yoimiya summoning video. If you haven't seen that, watch it. I'll actually put it at the end card on the screen. So yeah. But as you see here, she's just able to get energy for herself, meaning that she's able to get her burst back. So yeah, really nice constellation to have. It's just a cherry on top of her gameplay. And as for talents, I have 666, minimally built Yoimiya, and she still performs great. So yeah, there's Yoimiya. Pretty nice support. Still one of the best Electro sub DPSs in the game, if not the best. And last but not least, we have the character who also makes this team work, Chevreuse. So yeah, what a coincidence, right? Where we have Xianyun, where if she is not part of the team, it doesn't make the team work. We also have Chevreuse right here, who also, if she's not part of the team, doesn't make the team work. So yeah, we have basically the gimmick here, if you guys figured it out, is that I ran a team on Spiral Abyss where you need one specific character to make the team work. So yeah, but since now you guys figured that out, it's time to actually just talk about Chevreuse in general. So yeah, I never showcased Chevreuse ever, but she's actually really busted, especially on teams where she's able to do her magic. So yeah, but as you see here, she has 39k HP. She's close to 40k, which is what you need basically to get the max amount of bonuses. But I don't have Black Tassel leveled up fully, so yeah, that's why I can't get it to at least level 40 or at least 40k. But here's the build I ran with her. So she has ER, which is really nice, with high HP, meaning that she's able to get her burst back really fast. Her burst is not really her bread and butter, but it kind of is part of her bread and butter, and you'll see why when we go to constellations. But as for weapon, I have Black Tassel. This is literally her best weapon. I'm not joking. This is her best weapon to run on your Chevreuse. But there's going to be another weapon coming out in 4.5, and that's going to be her best weapon. So just run that instead of Black Tassel, and you should be fine. As for artifact set, I have Songs of Days Past. This is her best artifact set because, well, this is the artifact set that kind of works on her and her alone. But it also works on other characters like Xianyun as well, if you are running a main DPS Xiao. But as you see here, she's just able to increase damage on characters. It works really well on Overload teams specifically. So yeah, definitely her best set to run if you are running her. So yeah. As for constellations, I have read C4. I am kind of planning on getting her C6 because she actually works really well on C6. And you'll see why. So, the main constellations you want to look out for is C4, where she's able to do her Q. So when you use her Q, she's able to go to rapid fire mode, where you have to use the aim function. You have to use the aim function. If you don't, then this passive doesn't work. So yeah, so basically, you have to do burst, go on aim mode, and shoot 3 times. And when you shoot 3 times, this procs. So basically, when you use her E, you're able to gain 20% pyro damage bonus and electro damage bonus for 8 seconds with a max of 3 stacks. So basically, this combos well with this. So basically, all you have to do is fire Q and then press E 3 times. You have to press E 3 times. That's all you need to do, and you're able to get this stack, which is really good. And also, it counts independently, meaning that she's able to do damage. So yeah, her best peak performance, of course, is C6. If you want to run her on a team, run her on C6. But you don't need it. Again, I mean, I ran her on C4, and she still performs really well. So yeah. But C6 just elevates her to the next level. But yeah. So here is her talent, 696. This is boosted by constellations. But yeah, that's basically it for Chevreuse. I don't feature her in the channel, so this is the first time I'm ever featuring her. And she performs really well. Definitely one of the best pyro supports in the game. And the best overload support in the game, obviously, because she needs to be run on an overload team. So yeah. And that's basically it for this Spiral Abyss. So if you guys enjoy the Spiral Abyss video, be sure to leave a like down below, and also subscribe to the channel if you're new, and turn on notification bell if you do subscribe to not miss out on a single upload. Again, any amount of support is greatly appreciated. Leaving a like and subscribing just fuels my passion for this channel. So yeah, I love making Genshin videos all the time. You guys supporting the channel is really, really, really appreciated. So thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Also, comment down below, what do you think of this team lineup? You think it's good? You think it's bad? Let me know some of the teams you want me to feature on this channel as well. As long as I have the characters, of course. So yeah. If you guys have any suggestions on which characters to feature on Spiral Abyss, let me know in the comments down below. I might feature your team in the next video. So yeah. Well, anyways, thank you guys for watching this Spiral Abyss video, and I'll see you guys in the next Genshin video.